Welcome back to the channel where we get real about leadership, movement, and leveling up your life. Today I want to hit you with something that might sting a little bit. You're not making progress because you're waiting for that perfect moment. The truth is, those perfect moments, they never come. If you're spending hours, days, weeks, or even months planning, then guess what? You're not planning, you're hiding. I want to talk to you about my 80% rule for execution and why it's critical to move forward when you have 80% of the information so you spend more time taking action and less time planning. This is the perfect strategy to help you build momentum today. Now let's get after it. The 80% rule is super simple. When you have 80% of the information, you go, you act, you start moving. Top performers don't wait for all the information or wait until they have 100% of the information to go ahead and act and move. You shouldn't either. Those performers, they get moving, they adjust as they move forward through the plan. As they get more information, here's why that works. You're never going to have 100% of the information. Action is going to teach you more than planning ever will. Most plans, they tend to fall apart when reality starts to hit. Start building momentum instead of building those castles in the sky. Think about it. When was the last time that a plan you made went flawlessly? The reality is they don't. So act when you have 80% of the information. Here's 5 tips to help you stop over planning and start executing. Tip number 1 is to set a 48-hour time window to make a decision. Once you have 80% of that information, set a clock to 48 hours to go over and think about that decision and then execute. This works because unlimited time equals unlimited excuses for most people. The most successful people, they don't spend months going over product details. They don't spend 12 months creating that perfect website, years developing that book. They get after it quickly and efficiently. Ask yourself, what am I really waiting for to make this decision? By day 2, you'll either come up with the idea of what you're waiting for to start, or you'll have to admit that you've just been procrastinating and then execute. Tip number 2 is default to taking action over seeking perfection. Most people will seek perfection, and that is a target that you'll never find. Most times, people's perfection gets stuck in their Google Drive or gets stuck in their head, and most perfect plans never even get tested. Instead of obsessing over perfection, chase progress. Launch that version that you're not 100% certain is perfect. Post that content even if you aren't 100% satisfied. Apply for that job even if you're not ready. The real truth is the world rewards execution. Nobody remembers perfect plans. They remember progress. They remember the things that were actually completed. Tip number 3 is to reverse engineer your goals and your milestones, not the entire journey. Most people get overwhelmed if they try to figure out the next 5 years. Instead of trying to figure out the next 5 years, figure out the next 5 minutes, the next 5 weeks. Figure out the near term. Have your ultimate goal, but then chunk it out into tiny, manageable pieces that you can devour right now. Try this framework. Create a timeline, and on that timeline, put your goal and then put now down at the bottom. That's the start. You know where you're at and you know where you're going. Now, figure out those big chunks in the middle, those major milestones, map those out. Then, now that you have those tinier goals, then you can look at the tiny stepping stones that will lead you to success on those mini milestones. If you don't know where to go, just get started. Sometimes that progress will give you the clarity you need to know where the journey is. Every complex journey is built through small, tiny, gritty steps that are just stacked on top of each other until you reach that goal. Tip number 4 is to build a fast feedback loop into everything you do. Execution without reflection can be reckless. The secret isn't to plan forever, it's to take action and then reflect. The goal is to execute fast and learn faster. Here's a mini framework that I teach in my leadership coaching. First up, act. Try something easy and measurable. Next, reflect. After 48 hours, ask yourself, what worked? What didn't work? Change your course, alter slightly based on your reflections, and continue to act. Use this loop to get progress faster. So act, reflect, and adjust, and then start over at the act. Do you want to build a business? Launch a mini project. Do you want to get better at public speaking? Record yourself and ask others for feedback. Want to become a better leader? Try something new at work with your people and then ask them for feedback on how it worked. Speed plus feedback equals compound growth. Tip number 5 is surround yourself with doers, not delayers. Your environment is either going to fuel your motivation or it's going to kill it. And the people who surround you will have the most profound impact on that. Audit your inner circle. Are you surrounded by overthinkers or are you surrounded by people who are going to help you take action? Here's how to tell the difference. Thinkers love the hypothetical. They love to think, what if? Or one day. Doers say things like, let's test it. Let's go out and try that thing. Or what's the first step? You need to surround yourself with people who normalize action and doing and getting things done. People who remind you that most great things started before people were ready for it. If you can't find those people in real life, find them online. Network. Use your resources. Use things like LinkedIn, Reddit, or other social media platforms to find like-minded individuals, especially if you can find them in the niche that you're trying to create. And here's a bonus tip. Mute those overthinkers or naysayers on social media. They're just gonna bring you down and you don't need that. Let me get personal for a second. We overplan because we're afraid. Afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of wasting time. But here's the truth. You're wasting more time by not acting. Failure is feedback and execution is education. And momentum will become your real superpower. If you're stuck in planning mode, today is your day to get out of there and get moving. Pick one thing, commit to the 80% rule, and execute. Use these tips I gave you and get moving. Most of the people that you look up to or that you admire or where you want to go, they started messy, but they got started. If this hit home with you, hit that like button. Share this video with somebody who needs to stop planning and get moving. Subscribe to my channel for more real, actionable leadership tips that's going to help you get to the life you want. Remember, life doesn't wait for permission.